This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and Indians. The nightly podcasts are Palace Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports. Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Truth Sports Podcast, Off the Rails, NFC Northeast, Power Hours, and Detroit Lions News. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hope you like all the shows.
Well, it's a big show. Oh, it's a big bash.
Yes, it is. It's the big show, the Saturday morning edition at 10 a.m. every single Saturday morning right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and the Kick platform and Huddle Sports Network. And we're also on PEMSMAN Sports page and also on the Tiger Stripes Network as well. It is called the Saturday Sports Show. My name is Ralph Williams. Leo Haggerty's working the South Florida Miami game for Amped Up Sports, will not be joining us today. And I have PEMSMAN Sports with me today, and also Brian Pettitt from the Tiger Stripes Media. Please subscribe, like, and help these guys out with their Twitter pages, Facebook pages, and also subscribe to their YouTube channel. We're in Studio 10 here in Berlin, Maryland, just outside of Ocean City, Maryland. We're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios, 724-2010-500, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them today. Fall, winter's coming. Get your furnace fixed. Get your air conditioner closed up, and let's get things rolling. But make sure they're maintenance. Also, don't forget UV lighting. It's going to start getting dark earlier now, and you need UV lighting in your house so people don't rob your house. Thieves see that light, they go running. So call for UV lighting, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. They also offer snow melt as well in the wintertime. So give them a call, 724-2010-500. Also, we're sponsored by Mike Dotson Realty, Ocean City, Maryland, 724-2010-500, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. I'm sorry, hold on. Mike Dotson Realty, 410-596-1681. That's 410 area code 596-1681. Mike Dotson Realty, Ocean City, Maryland. All right. Okay, guys, let's get started here. PEMSMAN, you're the monitor. What do we got here on the comment section?
Just Twinkle Toes, just checking in.
Okay, great. All right. Thank you very much, Josh Dorr, for participating in the program today. And also, you're invited also in the comment section. And I'm going to check on our YouTube or on our Facebook, my Facebook page here, see who's and others who are all tuning in today as well. Don't forget, your comments are always welcome here if it's pertaining to the subject. Okay. We are not talking hockey today, so please do not bring up any hockey topics. Our focus today is going to be on, and every week is going to be on college football, the NFL, and whatnot. And you'll be hearing and finding out what the topics are throughout the week on my Facebook page as well, and also on my other social media platforms. Okay, just a program note, there will be no Saturday sports show next Saturday. I know those of you who have heard. If you haven't, I am leaving on next Saturday bright and early in the morning. I have to go up to Pittsburgh for for some medical reasons. I will be back in time. I should be, based on if the surgeon wants me to stay. I'm going for a consultation for surgery, and the surgeon may want me to stay for a couple extra days or so to do surgery. If that's the case in recovery time, I will be bringing mobile equipment with me. Possibly we may have shows. Stay on my social media platforms for more information as we go along with that as well. All right, let's get started. PEMSMAN, good morning. How are you this morning? How's everything with you? Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
I'm good. It's bright and sunny, so it's good to see the sunshine out. So you can get me on YouTube at PEMSMAN Sports. I'm at 906. I'm closer to 1,000. Help me get to that 1,000 mark. You can find me on X, PEMSMAN Sports. You can find me on Twitch at PEMSMAN Sports 07. And can we talk about one hockey topic real quick? What after
Yeah,
Brian's done? After Brian's
yeah,
done.
yeah. Go ahead, Brian. Yeah, I know which topic you want to talk about. I know exactly what it is, but go ahead, Brian.
It's a good Saturday morning
good morning.
here. Yeah. And I just want to tell you that you can find me on X at at TS Media 25, and also you can find me on YouTube at 24 at TS Media on YouTube. So yeah, it's been a great morning though so far. I got the grass cut yesterday, and Easton's got a friend's birthday party that we're going to in a little bit, so it's going to be a filled, fun Saturday.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for my trip next week, so that's what I'm doing today. So, getting stuff together. It takes me, being handicapped and all, takes me a little longer to get stuff together. We're starting to prepare for our trip. We leave next Saturday for Pittsburgh. I will be in Pittsburgh. Those of you who want to stop, I'm not going to tell you where I'm staying, but you can email me at ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. If you're in the Pittsburgh area and you want to meet up somewhere for lunch or just for a photo shoot or whatever you want to do, just let me know as well. I'm always interested in meeting my subscribers, listeners, friends, and followers while I'm up there as well. I want to send my condolences today, and I know this is not a political show, but I want to send my condolences out to the family of Charlie Kirk. As you know, he was gunned down this week by a psycho who has been arrested as of yesterday. I'm not going to go no further with this, but I want to send my condolences out to the Charlie Kirk family. I also want to, as a media person, also those of you who are not aware, I do radio programs on 1250 AM The Answer up in Pittsburgh, and 1250 The Answer had the Charlie Kirk show on from noon to 2, Monday through Friday. Some good news on the radio front, and maybe perhaps I can get my some karma here based on the fact I've been screwed out of the Pittsburgh media for so long. 1250 The Answer and is meeting with Salem Media to possibly put myself and the Tony Moreno show on from noon to 2, Monday through Friday. There's a meeting set up for next week. I know it's taken over Charlie Kirk's old slot, but I've offered them an offer that will help them financially, and so I'm not looking to make a lot of money. I'm just looking to be on the air and move my company forward and move everything else forward. That's happening, and I have some other radio entities that might be coming up as well. I was talking to a person from a radio station in Texas that may want to pick up my Ralph's Opinion show. So as far as radio business goes, those things are in the works. Please pray that I get those things so that way we can move forward here. All right. And maybe for once I can get my karma from the radio stations after they've done me in up in Pittsburgh, other than 1250 The Answer. And I want to pray for them as well because they lost a good show in Charlie Kirk's show. So, all right, we're going to move on from that. Right now, let's talk real quick before we get into the show. We're going to talk about some college football players from Fresno State who recently were suspended for actually terminated for their they actually have been terminated. They're transferred. They're trying to transfer to another school. They were involved in a situation with gambling. They bet $2,000 on their team. I blame the NIL for this, and I blame the NCAA for this because the NCAA never structured their NIL, and these students and these athletes got all this money now, and they're going out and spending it. They're not spending it right. They're carelessness. So my question to you is, PEMSMAN, let's start with you. Do you blame NIL for this kind of stuff, or do you think it was just something that was a random thing with these kids gambling? Go ahead.
I blame what you said. I blame the NCAA. I blame everything. What you said. I remember you said on Thursday. I'm not going to mention any shows, but you and I were on a certain show, and you said that they need to take control of things before it gets out of hand. Well, guess what? It got out of hand, and Ralph
Right.
Williams was right again because he's Ralph Williams. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I'm Ralph Williams. That's right. That's exactly correct. Thank you, PEMSMAN. On the screen here, what do we got here for
Steven
Oh.
says Steven, he said get the popcorn and soda's poured.
Yeah, this gentleman used to listen to me back in the '90s when I had a sports show on the former PCTV in Pittsburgh when I used to have a show on there. So thank you, Stephen, for still being a part of my listening and viewing audience here. Let's talk about those there, Brian. Your thoughts on these kids that involved in this game?
Well, I mean, the NCAA's got to get in control of all this. I mean, these kids are young; they don't know what they could. I mean, you think about it. If they could have betted any more than what they could have done, they could have been in really serious trouble. You know,
Yes.
thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, in the millions, and then how they're going to pay it? You know, are they going to have to pay it out in the NIL? So they just lost money. You know,
They
and
did, exactly.
Yeah, and it's just stupid. And I thought they had an age limit on that. You can be actually 21 to actually bet now. So you know, it is what it is now. So, but no, I blame everybody involved in it.
Yeah, exactly. I blame the NCAA for this because I've been preaching about structure for a long time with this thing. They let it get out of hand. What they need to do with NIL and with the transfer portal is they need to start structuring it like the NFL, the model of a salary cap. You know, each university based on finances gets a certain can only spend so much money on NIL. All right, I will give you this much. I do know this as a fact. Penn State put $70 million. I repeat, $70 million aside every year for NIL. They have the highest NIL amounts of money in the entire NCAA, more or less. They're one of maybe a few other universities who have a lot of money that can afford to budget that in their budgets. Okay.
Yeah.
And they still can't win the big game or the championship.
Exactly.
Exactly. And they have two great Western Pennsylvania recruiters. Terry Smith, formerly of Gateway High School in Pittsburgh, and Bob Pelko, who was about just 2 years ago, was voted Sports Illustrated High School Coach of the Year. So, you know, when he coached at Mount Lebanon, he's coached at West Allegheny. His son played for Pitt and was in the NFL, Tyler Pelko. And so, Penn State is doing it that way. Pitt has another way of doing things. They have Assurance 412, where they go around and solicit donations at Pitt games. I'm to the understanding of this. They also have a guy named Doug Whaley. And those of you who don't know who Doug Whaley is the former general manager of the Buffalo Bills, and his father used to be a scout for the Pittsburgh Steelers back in the Chuck Noll era. So Doug Whaley is the general manager in charge of that for Assurance 412. His job is to go out there and solicit donations for NIL for the University of Pittsburgh. I don't know how other people do NIL. I don't care, but I do know that is what it is. All right, let's. I want to talk about that real quick when we get into our NFL portion. Brian has something he wants to share. And then I want to talk about the Teddy Bridgewater situation. Those of you who don't know, Teddy Bridgewater is a backup quarterback now for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he won the backup job over Kyle Trask in preseason. Teddy had to come back to football in the NFL because he was a high school football coach at his alma mater. And what had happened was the school board didn't like some of his antics. I agree with what he was doing. He was paying for his team's, fancy dinners, steak dinners, things like that. He was treating his kids, like kings a little bit, sort of. But, in a good way, he did it. Well, the school board didn't like it. They got mad. They decided to suspend, he was suspended without pay. Now, when I understand, he's permanently suspended. They had another meeting. They've determined now that he is suspended indefinitely as of right now from the school district. Let's talk about this real fast, and we'll get into college football games of the week, some of the ones that we're going to review. And we also are going to talk about NFL today as well. The games coming up, what had happened Thursday night as well.
And one hockey topic.
And one hockey topic. Go ahead, Pensman. I know what it is, but you go ahead and say it. Go. We'll start.
I got to hear this.
Ladies and gentlemen, he stepped away. He went from Pittsburgh. We couldn't afford him. He went to Las Vegas Knights to get there started. He went to the Minnesota Wild. He retired. And now, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to say that Marc-Andre Fleury, the Flower, is officially signed a tryout contract as of yesterday. So Marc-Andre Fleury is back in Pittsburgh.
Wow.
There is a rumor, a small rumor, that he may be just a one-day contract and retire. I don't know if that's true. I will have, and I'm working on getting Matt Bensel on for Tuesday to bring us up to speed on that. Matt covers the Penguins for the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. I will work on getting him on again.
And I heard he's doing preseason games.
Yes, he will be playing and doing preseason games. I hope he makes it. I really do. I really thought the way he went out was wrong, and I know they stuck him in the draft because Mike Sullivan wanted Matt Murray at the time, and then Matt Murray started getting hurt, stinking up the joint, things like that, and then they shipped him out, and now we got Tristan Jarry, who stinks. And Kyle Dubas gave him a 4-year contract extension.
Why? Neville sucks too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and this guy, they got rid of the other backup. What was this? Jokovic or whatever I can never pronounce his last name.
Neville.
Yeah, right. Exactly. He's gone. They traded him to another team.
Didn't Smith get traded too?
Yeah, who?
DeSmith.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He been gone. Oh, yeah.
That's why he stunk up the joint too.
Oh, he stunk up the joint too. Our goaltending has been horrible for a while now, and
ever since we got rid of Fleury, we're like the Philadelphia Flowers.
Well, the smoking Jim Frazier calls in curses. I mean, for the Pirates, it's the Sid Bream curse. For the Steelers, it's the Santonio Holmes curse. And then for the Penguins, it's the Marc-Andre Fleury curse. Yep. He comes up with these curses. The Detroit Lions, he said, the Bobby Lane curse. Okay? Yep. He comes up with these curses that probably could be true. I mean, because the Pirates really haven't been relevant since Sid Bream played for him back in the early 90s.
For the Lions, I'll call it the Barry Sanders curse.
Yeah, it could be that too. Exactly. Yeah, because Barry Sanders, I felt bad for him. Because he never made it to a Super Bowl. Great running back. It was just very sad that he was with that team. Charlie Batch ended up doing better as a backup quarterback for the Steelers than he did ever as a starter in Detroit. He didn't have no offensive line support in Detroit at that time or any other time. Is that Pensman, that guy from Kick or something like that or whatever?
Yeah. Ham or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Anything I need to post or anything you need to know about? Okay. Thank you. Pensman's my monitor, folks, so be very careful. All right, there goes Tiger Stripes Media, Mr. Bryan there posting. There you go. All right. Okay, let's get started with today's games. First, we're going to start with Pitt versus West Virginia. Pensman, start with you. Go.
Pittsburgh's they beat Duquesne, they beat Central Michigan, and Michigan plays Central Michigan in about an hour and a half from now. But I think the West Virginia is going to beat Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh hasn't played anybody yet, so West Virginia will be their first test. I think West Virginia is going to win. It's going to be a close game, but West Virginia is going to come up top and give Pittsburgh their first loss of the year.
All right, Bryan, go ahead. Pitt, West Virginia.
I think I think actually West Virginia will beat Pitt because what I've seen for Pitt, they really have nothing, there, you know. So
Okay, well, let me give you another perspective
yeah,
here. Pitt has done pretty well with the first two games, but that was
yeah,
against Central Michigan and Duquesne. All right, now West Virginia, I call it the Richie Rod revenge tour because he is looking to get revenge from the 13-9 embarrassment that happened back in 2009, I believe it was. Okay,
yeah,
all right, and he's looking to get his revenge. Now, what happened was last week they got beat by the Ohio Bobcats, who can't find their way out of a paper bag. Okay, and what had happened was they got beat in an upset by the Ohio Bobcats. And there's two things could happen in this game, guys. They either could be angry and come in and play Pitt well, or they could be, man, we got our butts handed to us by Ohio. Screw this game. And they know this is the Richie Rod revenge tour. Now, let me tell you another story. They have 81 transferred players on that team. When Neil Brown got fired, most of the players all disappeared when they saw Richie Rod coming back. Okay. I guess maybe hit the talent level there wasn't for what he has. Of the 81 players, half to 60% of them came with him from Jacksonville State. Okay. Pitt doesn't know what to expect from Richie Rod. They ought to. There's a lot of tape on his things. He still runs the same offense he ran years ago. He doesn't, right now, guys, doesn't have the talent that he had back into when they lost 13-9. He doesn't have the talent right now. And I think this is overhyped, just like what Pitt did when Johnny Majors came back in the mid-90s. They overhyped it. Johnny comes marching home, and it was a disaster. And I think Richie Rod's return trip could be a disaster as well. And I'm just saying that because I believe, and Pitt has a lot of good talent. They have a good defense. Let's see what they do today. Let's see if the offense can move the football. They blew out the first two teams they played, but they were not a stiff competition. And we'll see what Central Michigan does today against Michigan. All right, we'll find out if again we got whooped by Pitt. Let's go to Michigan and try to beat them so we can get our confidence back. Or are they just going to fold and say screw it? You know what I mean? Fold the 10 up and go home. Right? I mean that happens. But both of those things happen. And so we'll see. All right, but that's my thoughts on Pitt, West Virginia. I say Pitt wins 23-20. That's my thoughts on that. So we'll see. It's going to be a dogfight because it always is in Pitt, West Virginia.
Hey, Ralph, is that why they call it the backyard brawl? Because
yes, they do. Yes, they do. Well, it's going to be gone for about 3 years, but it's coming back in 2028. They're bringing it back, but it's going to be gone for a couple of years. And I wish they bring Pitt Penn State back. The governor was supposed to step in and do something about that, but of course, you know where that's going. All right. First game, Wisconsin versus Alabama. Is Alabama weak that Wisconsin could possibly beat them? Let's start with you, Brian. Go.
Well, what have you learned from the Florida State game? I mean, that was a couple of weeks ago. Now they got to pick it up now. I still don't trust Alabama, and I really haven't seen Wisconsin yet. But, I think they could pull an upset mainly on this one. I really do. I mean,
I think Wisconsin could as well.
It depends. It depends. I mean, it only depends on the quarterback play, And
it does.
But they are playing in Alabama. They are playing in Alabama, so they gotta, depending on whatever it is. I mean, last week, Wisconsin played. This is their schedule. Miami, Ohio, they won 17-0. In Middle Tennessee, 42-10. But they haven't played nobody. That's two teams that their defense has only given up 10 points. So what have we haven't even seen what Wisconsin's playing.
Exactly. What have we seen them do against a good team? Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. And also we haven't seen what they've done yet. So, I don't think Wisconsin let's just see what they got offensively before we jump in it, because now they got Alabama, Maryland, then they got a bye, and then they got a big one at Michigan in October the 4th. So their schedule is really picked up since 2 weeks ago. But I just want to see what they got now,
All right. Tennessee. Hang on a minute here. Let me find here. Go back to where I was looking here. All right. Let's look at Wisconsin, Alabama. Go ahead, PEMSMAN. Your thoughts. Go ahead.
It's all about the offensive line and who protects who, but we'll see. But Wisconsin played Miami, Ohio in week 1. They won 17-0, and like Brian said down there, he said we'll see what happens. Wisconsin hasn't played anybody. This is their first test. Alabama, they what they did, so they're trying to figure out them. So I have Wisconsin beating Alabama. They're not the Nick Saban Alabama that we know.
Right, exactly. Let's get into your game, PEMSMAN, next with the Central Michigan. We'll start with you, PEMSMAN. Go ahead, because that's your area. Go.
Tiger Stripes Media and I were doing the first game, Michigan game, and the New Mexico game. And I have a Oklahoma fan that's a subscriber, and we came to Oklahoma, and we did not do a couple stops. We didn't do well. We could have had things different if things were turned out. We didn't make enough splash plays, as Mike Tomlin said. But we'll see what happens. I think they're going to get revenge. I think they're going to take the Oklahoma game. I think they're going to clean it up, and I think Michigan beats Central Michigan today.
All right, Brian, go ahead. What do you think, Central Michigan?
I think Michigan's going to roll over Michigan State. So
no, they're playing Central Michigan.
Central Michigan. Okay, yeah, I think they'll roll over them pretty. I think it'll stay close in the first 2 quarters, and then I think something will happen in the fourth quarter where Michigan just rolls over them. I think it's going to be a defensive struggle throughout the whole entire day. But Michigan will find a way to win. On a pass or a big run, something will happen that they'll say, "Uh-oh, we're in trouble." And then
I think Bryce Underwood will have a better game than he did last week.
Yeah, that could happen, but we'll see what goes on here. We're also on, don't forget this show is on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and the Kick Network, and also on the Huddle Sports Network. And I was on yesterday. I want to thank Ken and Ken for letting me on their show. I'm on Mondays and Fridays with them every weekday morning at 11 a.m. on the Huddle Sports Network. Ken and Ken in the morning. YouTube, Facebook, Roku TV, and Fire Stick is where you can catch all them on that as well. All right, I checked on our Facebook page. We don't have anyone commenting there. So let's go back to our college football thing. Clemson, Georgia Tech. We're going to get started next with that. ACC action. Brian, this could be a dogfight. Georgia Tech's a pretty decent football team as well. Clemson, can they recover here? Go ahead.
I don't know. Put it in perspective. They didn't play good against last week. There was a couple of times where Clemson just threw up the Hail Mary and said, just catch it. I think there's something going on, and I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but I feel that this is going to be a close game, and this is a toss-up. Yeah, even though everybody put out the perspective of Clemson's going to win the national championship, they're going to go undefeated, they're going to lose 1 or 2. This is a big game because if Clemson loses this one, they're out of everything except for the ACC championship, and it can demoralize. And also, I think Cade has lost a lot in the whole entire season. He doesn't look the same. And, we're talking about 5 stars. He doesn't look like a 5-star to me because he's getting hit too many times. And I wonder if he's gotten scared us back there, of is it the play calling that Riley's doing or is it just him? And I think it could be both, because you don't have a confidence quarterback. He's running for his life. And he needs to start making the bigger decisions on things. So this is going to come down to a fourth quarter, and I'm going to pick an upset here. I think Georgia will win. I really do. And even though I'm a player,
I
think
told
Georgia
you they got a good football team.
I
Yeah.
think it'll come down to the fourth quarter. Georgia Tech, I think Clemson will score late, but I think Georgia Tech will have a field goal to win it, and it will just, I mean, this could hurt Dabo in a big way. They always
Yeah.
talk about how big, oh, we got, his beliefs.
Right.
It's time to change. Like all coaches
Yes.
that we said a couple weeks ago, things have to change, and it's just like Pittsburgh Steelers fans. They're ready for a change,
Yeah.
And is it time for Dabo to really gut check himself, say what's really? And and also on the offensive side, yeah, the defense is being better than what they did last year, but offensive wise, they're just plain vanilla. They predict, it's just plain vanilla. That's all it is. So I'm saying an upset, 24-21.
All right. Let's go into Oklahoma versus Temple. Last time Temple was relevant, Al Golden was their head coach. That's the last time they were kind of relevant. So, I don't know about this game, but we'll see. Let's just bypass it. Oklahoma, I think you and PEMSMAN and Bryan, Oklahoma,
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
Okay. Next, Oregon, Northwestern. Northwestern is a dumpster fire. They haven't done too well for a little while. They have Skip Holtz as a offensive consultant or some kind of an assistant coach there. He's the coach of the Birmingham Stallions of the UFL Football League. But it hasn't done much good for them. Oregon is playing Northwestern. Do we all agree Oregon wins?
Oregon wins.
And Ralph, I want to throw in this one about Oregon, the Ducks. They're actually the last two games that I've actually kind of looked at on YouTube and something. They are actually a complete team, and they actually look better than some of these football teams around here. They could actually be really good. I just want to see how they look today. But I think Oregon will win. But I think Oregon is a good team this year, a very good team.
All right, here's a really good game. Louisville versus. This is going to be a really competitive game. Louisville versus Missouri. Go ahead. Start with you, PEMSMAN. Louisville, Missouri.
I got Missouri winning that one.
Louisville's got a pretty good offense and a defense, so we'll see. I mean, Louisville can surprise.
So does Murray. So does Missouri. Yeah. So we'll see. I have Missouri taking the upset, though.
All right. Excuse me, Bryan. Go ahead.
Louisville. I'm going to say, I forget the team now.
Louisville, Missouri.
Louisville versus Missouri.
I think Louisville will win. I don't trust Mizzou.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Louisville. Jeez, I was looking at this wrong. My eyesight's bad. Louisiana.
Louisiana. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah,
Mizzou. I'll take Mizzou in that one.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought it said Louisville. There's Louisiana.
I'll take Missouri then.
Yeah. That's gonna be a blowout. How about this? This could be a blowout. Then again, this could be something. Penn State versus Villanova. Villanova has known to come out and upset some teams. Your thoughts? We'll start with you, Bryan. Go ahead.
I think Penn will win this one by the second. I think they'll win by 17. I think it'll be late. I think it'll be early in the third quarter, and it'll probably be over by the fourth quarter. Beginning of fourth quarter, I think it should be over. They'll be up by 17. And
I hate to say this, but I've seen Villanova give some dogfights to some teams and win. So, we'll see. All right, PEMSMAN, go ahead. Penn State, Villanova.
I have Penn State winning.
All right, this is going to be I think this should be the game of the week pretty much. Georgia versus Tennessee. This game here, I'm taking Georgia here. I know it's Tennessee at home. Heupel sometimes his team, lays an egg when they should win sometimes. But Georgia, they're on a roll to head to the national championship again. PEMSMAN, go ahead.
I have Georgia beating Tennessee. Tennessee's good. Tennessee's actually looking like they got their ship sailed, but I think Georgia comes out. I think they just got a better offense, and you can't take anything from Kirby Smart. Smart is good. What he is a really good coach. So
All right, we're not even gonna talk about this one. Texas Tech versus oh wait, no, we can talk about this. Texas Tech versus Oregon State.
What about
Uh,
Brian with the Oregon game or the
No,
Georgia?
Georgia
sorry,
State.
Brian. Yeah, Georgia, Tennessee. Go
This
ahead.
is going to be a dogfight from all kinds of way. You can take this one and throw out the record books. You could throw out the
Throw out everything.
you could throw out every little possibly way of the Georgia Tennessee. I think Georgia will come out as a 3-point win over Tennessee today.
It could even be a 1-point win. I mean, that's how good these teams are, and when they play each other, it's always a dogfight. All right, let's. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
All right. Next, Iowa State versus Arizona State. Now, Arizona State's up and coming a little bit. They went to a bowl game last year, upset a few teams. I don't know. Let's see. Iowa State's on a roll. Start with you, Brian. Go ahead.
Iowa State.
Yeah, I'm going for that too. Go ahead, PETITT.
If Arizona State does what they did against Hawaii, I think Arizona's going to roll. But if they fall on their faces, I think Iowa State, though. But I have Arizona State winning, though.
All right. I'm not even going to talk about the Ohio State game because they're playing the Ohio Bobcats, who beat West Virginia last week. So I think the three of us all agree Ohio State wins.
And Ohio State won 72-0 last week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. They're playing the Ohio State Prison. So there you go. All right.
There you go, yeah.
All right, here we go. This is a game here, and I'm going to predict an upset. South Florida versus Miami. I'm taking South Florida. I know I'm probably grasping for straws, and everyone out there thinks I'm crazy. I'm doing that for a purpose, but I'll tell you later. But South Florida, I'm taking in this game in an upset. Go ahead.
I actually have South Florida beating Miami. I don't see Miami doing anything. I think South Florida's secondary looks pretty good against Miami's offense, so that's why I go. I go South Florida. I agree with you, Ralph, on this one.
All right, Brian, go ahead.
Oh, so do I. I think even though I picked Miami to win on a bracket, I still think now that I should have changed it back, but I'm going to the Bulls. I mean, there's a lot of talk. And Ralph, and let's just say this, and PEMSMAN, I want your thing here. If they beat Miami, should they be in the top 25? Should they be in the top? Should they be somewhere in the top 5? Top 10?
Yes.
Where would you put them if they beat Miami today? Where would you think?
I think they should be, but see, the problem with South Florida is they're in the wrong kind of conference. They're in that American Athletic Conference, and that conference, you know what I'm saying? Cincinnati got out of there. They're in. I forget. I think they're in the Big Ten now or something. I believe, but Cincinnati got out of there. So that's how bad that whole conference is. I mean, it's a strong. It can be a strong. Memphis is in there, and there's some other Houston. That kind of thing. But I mean, there are some teams that are just, I don't know that conference. It all depends on what kind of bowl status that they have.
I think.
But anyway,
I think South Florida should be in the top 25. I would put them in 21st or 22nd.
Yeah, I would. If they do beat Miami, I think they should be in the top 25 around.
Because they already beat Bama.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
Exactly. And they they pretty much showed, hey, we're capable of beating anybody.
Yeah,
they're not
exactly.
afraid of, and the part is they're not afraid of them. They're like, who are you?
Yeah,
we'll find out. We'll find out Monday night.
They put up a game a few years ago against Alabama, and they almost beat them. I think Alabama had to pull that out by a field goal, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly.
Yeah, so South Florida is nobody to be messing with. All right, let's go into we're going to do 2 more here, and then we're going to move on to the NFL here. And then we got wrestling talk. I have some stuff for you today on wrestling that you're not going to really believe, but it is what it is.
Time out. Hold on. Time out. Fanboys on Lee says go Vols.
Go Vols.
All right. Very good. Thank you for being part of the program. What was this, Sam, you said?
Fanboy. That's all I know.
Fanboy.
Okay. Fanboy. All right. Thank you, Fanboy, for being part of the program today. Thank you very much. And Josh Dorr. And I don't know who this other gentleman is here, PEMSMAN. Who is this other person? I want to thank them for being part of the program.
I can't see it. I just see the.
Okay.
My name is Sam, though.
Yeah.
All right. 2 more here, and then we're going to move on.
Hi, Sam.
Texas
Yeah.
A&M versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame, all 3 of us here are with them.
1, 2,
Notre Dame.
3. Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Okay. I like Mike Elko as the coach of Texas A&M. Great coach. Did a lot with Duke, and some other teams. So, but yeah, you're exactly correct. So do I. All right. I have no faith at all in Florida. Florida versus LSU. I think we all need to agree. LSU, or do you think Florida upsets them? Start with you, Brian.
I think LSU will win. What I've seen from LSU, from the Clemson all the way down, I don't trust Florida, and I hate it for the coach down there at Florida, Napier's. I just really hate him.
Napier needs to be fired.
Yeah. I mean, he's a great guy. He's a great guy, but I just think that LSU's got way. I just think I think it's going to be a wash. I think LSU will come out and just smoke them from the start.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I believe that to be the case, too. I haven't been confident in Florida since Steve Spurrier was there. They haven't been relevant for a while, and I think they need to come back. I don't understand. I guess they're stuck in that Florida recruiting quandary down there, where a lot of teams are recruiting the better athletes, and Florida's kind of left behind. You know what I mean, in recruiting, and that's why Florida is what Florida is. So but go ahead, PEMSMAN, your thoughts. Florida and LSU. LSU
is going to win, but Sam's got a couple comments that's worth putting up.
All right, go ahead.
But yeah, I think Florida hasn't done anything.
Okay, go ahead and read this one off. Go.
My name is Sam, though.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What's this?
A&M not ready.
Yeah. Brian made a point of that too.
LSU is, as much as it pains me. I don't know where he's from, but
yeah.
And then they will dog walk Florida.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Florida is really in bad shape, and the rumor I'm hearing right now. You ready for this? If I'm hearing that if John Gruden does not get a college or a NFL job, that Florida is looking at forking out some bucks.
That's why he says he's from Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's why he said LSU.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm saying is that could happen, and and anything can happen. Lane Kiffin down in Ole Miss, former NFL coach as well, and so on and so forth. So but anyway, all right, we're going to get into the NFL Week 2 schedule. Brian has something he wants to talk about with the NFL, and then we're going to talk about Teddy Bridgewater real quick, and then get into our games. All right, go ahead, Brian.
Okay, I found this stat, and this is kind of amazing, and I'm gonna read this to y'all, and then I'll let y'all decide. All right, since 1978, the NCAA football participation has grown nearly 200 programs with youth and high school numbers, continuing to surge nationwide, contributed with international growth through the NFL global market programs and international players, pathway football players, the future has never been. Now, this stat where I found this at, y'all picked the top four states with the most NFL players.
All right, I'll go with Pennsylvania. It was one of them. Florida, and wait a minute, Florida, California. All right, you said 5, right, Brian? Correct. Yeah. Hello there, behind Brian.
Yeah, top 5. Yeah.
Okay, so we got. I said Pennsylvania, California, Florida. Let me see, New York, and Ohio. Go. Am I right?
You got 2 of them right.
Okay, which ones? Pennsylvania.
Right. What do you think? What do you think your top 5 would be?
Go ahead.
Got Carolina. I got Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Tennessee, and Texas.
All right. Well, I'm going to show you the graph, and I'll tell you this is a graph.
Okay.
let me get my. Okay. Here's the graph that I will show you, and you tell me. There you go. There's the graph.
Okay, hang on a minute. Let me put this
Yeah,
up.
pull it up. Yeah, pull it up.
There
There
you
you go.
go.
There's the graph. There's the graph.
Oh, I got Texas right.
Texas has 199 players in the NFL. Florida has 179 players. California has 165, and Georgia has 143 players in the NFL right now.
Okay.
And if it drop, and you can see it drops off from Georgia to North Carolina with 70. You know,
Why is New Jersey in there?
I don't know. That's what
I
they
don't know either, but yeah, that's a good question there, guys. Yeah, that's a really good question. So, but anyway,
Wow, New Jersey's in there.
yeah, that's crazy. All right, but thank you for that, Brian. Appreciate it. That was very good. Thank you. All right.
I just thought it was something. I thought it would be something interesting because if you look at it, I looked at some of the more and they listed all the players on one sheet, and it's amazing where they actually come from New York, Florida, Texas. I mean, I mean, it's just one of those things, but it's a lot, to follow. But
yeah, I actually thought there would be, Ohio would be in there too, but I was okay. I had two of them, so that's good. At least I was like almost to 500. It would have been 2.5 or whatever.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, let's get started here. NFL first week, and the second week started on Thursday. PEMSMAN, your thoughts on Thursday's game?
Packers will be the Packers. Packers are legit. Micah Parsons made that defense better. They got salvage. So Jordan Love looks better than he's ever played in his career. I don't know what happened in his offseason, but I'm really impressed with the Green Bay Packers this year. I think they're going to be a threat that everybody's not talking about.
Yeah, they're going to be a threat in a tough division. They're in the NFC North, where they have the Detroit Lions, who I believe are on a decline. We will find out what they do. Minnesota, J.J. McCarthy, the Chicago Bears with Caleb Williams and their new coach, Ben Johnson. So it's going to be very interesting and see where Green Bay fits in and goes in this whole scenario here with the NFC North. So, but anyway. All right, let's get started with these games here. Brian, your thoughts on Thursday's game real quick before we move on.
I thought Green Bay just came out and said, you know what? We're just going to come out. And also, I noticed this: the defensive for Green Bay, when they come after you, you have 2 seconds. It's usually 3, but you have 2 seconds before they're on top of you. So
yeah,
that's just something that you got to deal with. And when you throw it, you better be consistent. You better have your everything shaped up because they're coming. If you have a weak offensive line, then you got 2 seconds and they're on top of you real quick. In 3 or 4 seconds, you're done. You're going to be sacked, or you're going to have to roll the pocket. You're going to have to come up with some kind of theory on that one. But I thought it was a good game, though. But Green Bay with Parsons, with Micah, he's just all that and more, and he's showing why Dallas should have kept him and everything. And he's just showing, and he's actually playing more loose. Like he's playing like a different animal too. If you haven't noticed, he's just playing a different animal kind of.
Yes, he is. Yeah. Well, what have I always said, Brian? Change of atmosphere, and it does good to some players, most players. All right, change of atmosphere, different coaching staff, different environment. And sometimes it can help a player, and sometimes some players go to a different environment and they stink up the joint. So, but yeah, you are correct, both of you, about Green Bay. I thought Green Bay put on a great performance. I thought Washington still up and coming. We'll see where they go this year. Does Jalen Daniels have sophomore blues? Because last year it was his rookie season, and he had a phenomenal season, but even though they came up short, in the playoffs, but still, for a rookie quarterback in the NFL, it's not too bad. They still have Cliff Kingsbury there as their offensive coordinator. So, it's not like they have anyone that's not capable of moving Jalen Daniels along. and I think the Commanders are going to do pretty good. All right, let's go into this Teddy Bridgewater situation real quick. He got suspended by his high school coaching job. He's now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is now the board had a meeting and has officially decided that he is indefinitely suspended until further notice. Now, your thoughts on this situation with Teddy Bridgewater? Was he wrong for doing this? Taking his kids out for steak dinners, paying and he paid for this stuff out of his own pocket. Okay. All right. Here's a guy who is coaching his high school alma mater football team, trying to keep kids off the street and keep them into football sports, keep them active, keep them off the streets from shooting people and doing things that juveniles are doing nowadays. Okay. Here's a guy that's doing this kind of stuff, and the school board wants to crucify him. All right. Why in the world would you want to do that to a guy who is doing this? Okay. I'm going to give you an example of this. Westinghouse High School, which is in Pittsburgh, it's a part of the City League. They have inner city kids from troubled neighborhoods. Donta Green is their head coach there. They win the City League title just about every season. They almost won the state title a few years back. Okay. So therefore, Westinghouse this year has a young team and they're still beating everybody. Donta Green has that team focused, and he does good for young men as well. He's a good influence as a coach. He keeps these kids off the streets and keeps them out of trouble and everything else. Teddy Bridgewater's doing the exact same thing in his high school, and this is what thanks he's getting for this. PEMSMAN, start with you. Go.
You need to reward players that are actually doing good. I don't have any problem with Teddy Bridgewater doing what he did, but you have to learn that there's rules behind if you're going to take the kids out. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I don't know if he broke the rules by doing what he did, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he did break the rules. The school board's pissed. The sports commission down there is angry. You know what I mean? But who cares? The way I look at this is a guy again who is working with youth, and he's doing it well down there with the high school. Anybody that's a coach that coaches youth and does well and is successful should be rewarded, not punished. Okay, I don't care what the rules are. Go ahead, Brian.
And Ralph, I sent you a private chat thing.
Okay, all right, thank you. Go ahead.
But my thing is with the whole thing, with that Bridgewater thing, I've heard a couple weeks ago. I heard about it and I was like, "Are you really kidding me?" But I mean, is there a rule that you can't take kids out? Maybe it was some of his kids that was in his. You know how they have communities. I wonder if it was some of his kids that was in his community. That little building, because there's actually in where I live at, there's actually places where kids go for help and everything else. I wonder if it was that, and somebody checked them in and said, "Hey, why are you taking these kids out?" But
you're going to have to text me this thing because I can't find the private chat up here on my screen.
You're good. You're good. I'll get you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, though?
I'm sorry, Brian.
But you know what I'm talking about, the community and stuff. Yeah. I mean, why is it always a big deal? He's trying to help people. Let's say he gave over $1 million to buy new uniforms and stuff.
Right.
What happens if that happens? But, there's other people. I guarantee you there's other people that play high school and stuff that their parents say, "Hey, we're going to take some of the players out to eat," or, it's just one of those things. I wonder how much are we taking and invested, and how these fundings are coming. How can you build a new football stadium for let's say $3 million? Where else is this revenue coming from? If he donated, I'm just putting it in perspective. Where's some of this money coming from? If one person gives $1 million, well, good, thank you. It's a sad that he has to go down that way.
Right, exactly. Oh, absolutely. PEMSMAN, I know you have to go real quick here. Brian and I can pick up the rest of the show. We're going to talk wrestling real quick here. Jacob Fatu went to see Roman Reigns. at the hospital. He was instructed by the WWE not to go see Roman Reigns. They didn't want Jey Uso or Jimmy Uso or any part of his family to go see Roman Reigns at the hospital. Jacob Fatu took an 8-hour drive from California, because he's from San Francisco, all the way to Tampa, Florida, to go deliver a manila envelope, which said that his father is in a hospital, Sika, who is one of the Wild Samoans. Supposedly, from what I understand, Sika is on his deathbed. Roman Reigns is still in a hospital in Tampa. Jacob Fatu all he's doing is delivering a message. Okay. And also Jacob Fatu is willing to help Roman Reigns take down the Vision. Okay. As well. So with that, your thoughts, guys. I know he broke the rules. WWE wants to fire him because he broke these rules. He was told by the WWE that he's not allowed to go see Roman Reigns in a hospital. I don't know what the purpose of that was. Roman Reigns was out of the hospital and at home recovering. He went back for exhaustion and dehydration. So he's back in the Tampa hospital. Okay. Start with you, Brian. Go ahead. What do you think about this thing? Should he be fired? Or, he was worrying about his family. And I always say family first. Go ahead,
if something
Brian.
would happen, if I was in WWE or football or something, and they told somebody, hey, you can't go see him, dude, that's a family member. If something really happened, I would want to know something like my father or somebody that died in my family. I mean, that's just critical. You have to break some rules. Oh, well, you break the rules, but, I think that I don't think he should get fired at all. That's
Right,
my
exactly.
opinion. I mean, he's trying
All
to
right,
help out a friend and a family member.
We'll get back to the NFL games here because Pensman said he has to go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pensman.
I think that's wrong. I don't think he should be fired. I don't think he should be anything. If a family member is in a hospital and you don't know what the circumstances is and they can't talk to you, then I would go and check on that family member. So WWE just needs to lay low and just let Jacob visit family members.
Yeah, the Usos were also instructed that they are not permitted to do this. So, I mean, I think this is a wrong policy here by the WWE. And the sad part about all this, guys, and a lot of people don't know this, when you sign a contract with the WWE and they tell you to, you squat. Okay. AEW, you sign a contract there, you're allowed to go to other places and wrestle. You're allowed to do whatever you want. There's no what they call kind of structure. WWE, all the way from wrestlers, all the way down to the janitor, has to sign. You're like in their beck and call. And if you even so much as break one rule, let's say they tell you don't go in the executive bathroom, but you're getting ready to, have an accident in your pants. Okay. And I'm just using this as an example. And you need to go to use the executive bathroom. They'll fire you for using the executive bathroom. Do you see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think this is a wrong policy. And for the WWE to tell Jacob Fatu that he cannot go and visit his family, that's wrong. I mean, come on. And then Roman's father, who put a lot of effort and a lot of his blood, heart and soul and sweat and blood into the WWE when he fought for the Samoans. This is the concept. I thought this all went away when Vince McMahon stepped away, because this is Vince McMahon stuff, okay, that needs to stop. And Triple H, Paul Lafitte needs to get this under control, because that's unacceptable to me. You know what I mean? And I think you guys will agree. One match has been added to the WrestlePalooza, which is next Saturday. It is next Saturday evening. It'll be on ESPN. This will be the very first wrestling WWE broadcast in the history of ESPN. They have some of the premium events also. It was announced that WrestleMania will be in Saudi Arabia in 2027. Okay. So just to let everyone know that as well. And unfortunately, Dirty Dom won the AAA title last night on that Worlds Collide. Okay. He won the AAA title.
Ralph,
And
I gotta get going, buddy.
go ahead,
So
man. Go
all right.
ahead.
I'm good. I'll go, Bells. I'll talk to you guys later. Subscribe
All
to
right,
my channel.
Benson,
So
thank you.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, Brian, your thoughts on this real quick. We're gonna get back to the NFL here in a minute, but these are a few things I wanted to talk about
Yeah.
today. Dirty Dom wins this AAA title. I really wish he didn't win this. But I will tell you that when before the match began, he was asking Finn Balor if him or JD McDomo, I call him, was going to be part of the at ringside. And Finn Balor says, "No, you're part of the Judgment Day. You got it on your own." Do you think they're trying to push him out because he's trying to bring in these El Grande Americanos and now the other Americano that's been who is Pete Dunne that has been coming around? They're calling him Deuce Americana. That's his name. So, your thoughts on all this whole?
It sounds like a big mess.
Yeah. It does.
I mean, I don't follow that kind of part, but it just sounds like you just said. It sounds like they don't know what they wanted to lean to.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's just one big mess, and they're just trying to. It's kind of like a rope, kind of like the rope and dope joke.
Yeah. Check
where
your reverb on your mic there, Brian. You're echoing real bad. Check your reverb.
Oh, okay.
Mixer. Okay. Yeah, you sound like you're in a cave or something. Your reverb. Turn it down a little bit. Okay.
Does that sound a little better?
Yeah, that's much better, way better, because you were like, like you were in a cave.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but
No,
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your thoughts on this rule with Jacob Fatu too? Go ahead.
No, I just don't like it. It's one of those.
Yeah.
Things I just don't like it. Period.
Yeah, I don't either. I think it's wrong, and I think it needs to go bye-byes. And for them to tell him he can't go see his family, or even to tell the Usos that they can't go see their family, that's pretty sad. And so Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. That match was made last night on SmackDown. Your thoughts on this, and then we'll get back to the NFL and we'll wrap up this wrestling part real quick. Go ahead.
I think that Cody Rhodes will win again. I think Cody Rhodes, until they find a better person that can actually win that title, I think Cody Rhodes will win again.
Drew McIntyre.
He can't find a win. Poor thing.
You know what I mean? I get
it is.
I thought the Jay Cargill match was pretty good last night versus Tiffy time until Nia Jax interfered. And I called that. So watch Nia Jax get involved in this match. I said to my wife, and I was correct.
Oh, geez, I didn't know that one.
Yeah, that was. She got involved. Of course, she's all pissed off because she didn't get a title shot and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, these things.
These wrestlers and they're whining and crying. It gets kind of old. Oh, you didn't a shot. Well, you know what? You had shots at it, and you blew it. You go to the end of the line. And they keep on putting the same people in there in these matches, right?
Yeah, just wait your turn,
Exactly. Get to the back of the line. So I have a question for you. Rumors going around. There are only rumors now that Jey Uso is going to turn into a heel. Him and his brother were supposed to team up and try to win back tag team belts from the Judgment Day. It's not looking like that could happen. It looks like Jey wants to be a heel. If Jimmy decides to follow along with him, they could both be heels. Where do you think the Usos stand? Do you think Jey is still? Jey told Jimmy on Monday night he's still trying to pursue the world championship back. Do you think that with the way the WWE has this structure with them, what do you think?
I think it could possibly turn into a heel. Just one of them to see where it can go. But it's going to turn a lot of people upside down. I just want to see what his, I just want to where would the storyline go to if he does turn into a heel?
Yeah.
Where does it take him to the next level?
Yeah, that's the question. Or does he help Roman Reigns? I mean,
yeah. Who does he help, or who does he go stand beside? That's just kind of a big deal, if he turns heel.
Yeah.
Because he needs to win. My thing is, if you're going to be a heel and stuff, you need to win some matches and some big matches and he hasn't really done that lately.
Well, that's in order to make a heel work.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you go from a baby face to a heel, there's a lot of times you can win more matches that way. Okay, that's number one. Number two, his popularity is a baby face, not a heel. That yeet, that's still popular. I mean, merchandise sells, and that's what is important. Is you put butts in the seats because you're there to see Jey Uso, and you have an opportunity to stick your hands up in the air and go eat, eat, eat. You see what I'm getting at? So, but but I just think that if he does become a heel, I think that's wrong too. Also, I wanted to mention last night the Wyatt Six interrupted the apple cart. They're looking to try to get the tag team belts, the AAA tag team belts as well. They were there last night for that Worlds Collide thing as well. And my favorite wrestler was there. He was involved in a mixed tag team, the Iguana Man. I like the Iguana Man, and I like Psycho Clown too. Psycho Clown got his butt handed to him by the Wyatt Six last night. So.
Hey Ralph, I got a question for you, and I don't know about this match. My wife wants to watch a match. It's a boxing thing going on tonight.
Yes, Canelo Alvarez
on that
versus Bud Crawford. Well, here we go.
What is it? I don't know. What is it?
It's Canelo Alvarez. Alvarez versus Bud Crawford.
I want to hear what your takes on this, because I don't know nothing about these two, and Jim wants to watch it tonight on Netflix.
Okay, well, guess what? I don't know much about him either, but I am watching it on Netflix. I do know Canelo is with a certain promoter and manager who happens to have a lot of guys on drugs that have been suspended for illegal drugs. Okay, I do know that. Canelo himself has been fights have been canceled because he tested positive for drug usage or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, Canelo versus Bud Crawford. Crawford is a big puncher. Canelo's more of a finesse fighter. I do know that. Reason I know that is because the three guys that I'm teamed up with here, and this is the last and final show, is this afternoon of the triple header Ralph Williams Saturday, and I'm going to put that banner up right now, and that's the Sports Corner radio show today on 1250 AM. The Answer 92.5 up in Pittsburgh. You can also listen on 1250 AM. The Answer PGH.com. Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudio Rosano, and Luther Dupree. Now, Smoking Jim, Claudio, and Luther know a lot about these two guys. They used to have a show called The Boxing Authorities. It was a TV show on PCTV, and you can watch all the archive versions on Channel Box. So you go on Channel Box, punch up Boxing Authorities, Brian, and you can watch some of the archive versions of their shows, and they'll tell you things about Canelo and Bud Crawford and Tyson Fury. And my fight, the fight that I really want to watch, is coming in November. I want to see Tank Davis knock out Jake Paul. I can't stand Jake Paul. I cannot stand either one of them brothers, both of them. And I get these emails all the time from people telling me I'm jealous. They think that I'm upset. Why do I need to be jealous about anything like that? Okay, I'm not jealous of what they do. I could care less. I just don't like either one of them. I don't like the way they conduct themselves. Okay, and so Mike Tyson's supposed to be fighting Floyd Mayweather next year. That's coming up. There's a lot of great fights coming up. They're all going to be on Netflix, I believe, and it's going to be interesting. But that fight tonight, I'm taking Bud Crawford in that fight. I think Bud Crawford's a strong fighter, and I think Canelo. I think it's going to be an interesting fight. They're both equally matched. They're both champions in different phases. They got all these belts in boxing. I don't even know where they go. I don't really follow boxing much, and the only reason I started getting into it now was because when the TV show, The Boxing Authorities, and they're trying to find a studio right now to redo their TV show, and haven't been able to find one of a reasonable price, more or less. But it's a great boxing show. If you check out, I'll see if I can try to find some archive versions, and I'll send it to you.
Oh,
it's
okay.
With my friend Jim Frazier. He's my co-host on Tuesdays on Sports Corner and the Wrestle Talk show. And but anyway, Also, I want your thoughts real quick. We'll get into the NFL. How much time do you have, Brian? Because I don't want to.
I gotta leave in like 10 minutes because we got to go to a birthday party. But we
Yeah.
we could do the NFL real quick. And
Yeah,
the
let's do
thing
the
I wanna
NFL.
talk-
Real quick, I want your thoughts. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. Who wins?
I'm gonna say, John Cena. I hope John Cena does win because I don't like Brock, and I want to put him in the place. But it's going to be a hard fought match, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I believe that to be the case too. Okay, I don't want to hold you from your birthday party, so let's get started with the NFL games.
Hey
real quick.
Ralph, I want to get your thing about the Chiefs. Do you think the Chiefs all that this year, or do you think they're lacking in some of their things this year?
I think their luster's gone away. I think there's too much Taylor Swift involved. It's become a distraction, and I've said this many times. The Chiefs now have an audience. Taylor Swift draws an audience no matter where she goes and what she does. Taylor Swift could walk around barefoot, and 6 million people would show up to see her barefoot. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
So, Taylor Swift has done a lot for the Kansas City Chief, being that she's with Travis Kelce. They're supposed to be getting married. There's all this other stuff going on, okay, with her and him.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think they're getting either.
And I believe that this year Kansas City Chiefs are going to fall. I believe that I don't know how far they're going to fall, but they're not as good as they were last year. And they got exposed in the Super Bowl. Okay. They won all their games last year by one score, most of them. Okay. And they have not been as good as they are. Mahomes is getting frustrated, and I don't blame him because he really doesn't have much talent to deal with as he used to. And I believe that the distraction of Taylor Swift has caused them to start losing games, and they're going to get their butts handed to them by the I believe they play the Chargers this week.
They might. I think so.
Yeah.
This was my thought because I think they've gotten a lot older, and Mahomes is still Mahomes, but it's still one of those things where it just looks bad. So,
okay, let's go through these games real quick so you can get going.
Okay.
Cleveland, Baltimore, go.
I'm going to say Baltimore Ravens.
You know what? I hate Baltimore. I hate them worse than Cleveland. But you know what? Cleveland, I think Baltimore's going to beat Cleveland. I think it's going to be a dogfight. It always is in a division game. Cleveland came up short against the Bengals. We'll see what goes on with that. Okay, now next AFC North, we're going to stay with them. Jacksonville versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Go.
This is going to be a toss-up. I think the Bengals will come out and win, but just kind of, Jacksonville, we still
go 2-0. That's my question.
Yeah, I'd say the Bengals.
Yeah, I took Jacksonville. I always bet against the AFC North unless they're playing each other. Then I'm stuck in a quandary. But All right, Steelers versus the Seattle Seahawks. I'm taking the Steelers in this game, first home game of the year.
I'm going to say Steelers.
I said if you watched one of my shorts that actually drew over 1,000 people, and I want to thank everybody for that, 1,000 viewers. Jalen Ramsey sent a message to the NFL last week. I'm here. I play for the Steelers, and I'm going to kick your butt. That's exactly what he did. So, and now we got Jabril Peppers. Oh, my gosh. You know what? Don't even try to throw the ball to a wide receiver because one of them is going to knock you out.
Yeah.
That's simple. And if we can get Darius Slay on, in tune here, I think that defensive backfield could be one of the best in the league. Right now we got some injuries to Deshaun Elliott, Joey Porter Jr., Mr. Hands, so we'll see what happens with him. All right, let's go on. Trying to see Dallas is playing the dumpster fire Giants. I'm taking Dallas. I hate Dallas, but you know what? The Giants look, they're terrible. I don't think they can be a machine.
As hard as it believes, I'm going to actually go upset. I'm going to go.
You think Giants are going to upset them?
Yes, I think they could.
I don't think so. Russell Wilson's finished. He's done. His career's over.
Unless they bring out that new quarterback, when they bring out that new quarterback.
Okay, if they start Jackson Dart, Brian, I see an upset. If they start the plan is to start Russell Wilson. So
Yeah, if they play Russell Wilson, the Giants lose. But if they bring out Dart, I think they'll win. But I'm kind of iffy though, you know. But
Yeah.
I haven't seen what Dallas has got either. I mean,
Well, I saw them against Philadelphia. They look pretty good. I mean, let's just hope that George Pickens can calm down and not get penalties. Penalties can kill you.
Yep,
All right.
exactly.
I think this is the game of the week. Chicago versus the Detroit Lions.
I'm
we got
going
back to Detroit, and Chicago didn't look too bad, except making too many mistakes against Minnesota last week. I'm taking Chicago in this game. What do you think?
I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to go Lions.
Again, I'm still questioning Dan Campbell's. Can he coach without his coordinators? That's my question. I mean, Chuck Noll was never really a head coach. Chuck Noll was a good teacher. But you know why Chuck Noll won 4 Super Bowls and was a good coach? Because he had good assistants. Okay.
Yeah, the reason I say that is I don't trust the Bears right now. I really don't.
Well, if they make the stupid penalties that they made against Minnesota and beat themselves, they're going to lose. But if they go, if they clean up some of those mistakes and don't beat yourself, you'll be fine with that. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go New England versus Miami. Of course, I'm taking New England here. Miami's dumpster fire. Mike McDaniel's about to get fired. The veterans won out. They're going crying, knocking on the door at the front office. They went out. Okay. Yep. Let me see what we got here. Your team, San Francisco versus the New Orleans dumpster fire Saints. Go ahead.
I'm going to say 49ers. I don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Rattler's going to play it there. Everybody's going to say New Orleans got to have it. But I think with the run game that CMC is going to play, I think it's just going to be a run play. I don't think there's going to be much passing. I think he's going to get much more deal to that. So, yeah.
This is going to be an interesting game here. Buffalo versus the Jets. What I saw from the Jets last week, I'm wondering if they could even beat Buffalo. They might be able to beat Buffalo because Buffalo had to pull it out at the last minute against the Ravens. Can Josh Allen do that again? That's my question. Good.
Maybe he could,
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Bills here.
I think it's the Bills, but I don't think by much. It's going to be another close game,
Thanks for coming into my YouTube. Yeah.
Who do we have here? Sam. Yeah.
Yeah, way down to the bottom. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, everybody, coming in. Who else we got here? PEMSMAN is making his comments. Okay. All right. Brian, read that off for me, please.
Okay. It says, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Ozzy. That was from PEMSMAN Sports. And, we got another one for from the Mad Zib, whatever. It says, what's up, guys? So,
the Mad Zinzer.
Yes, Mad Zinzer came in the chat.
That's the family there. I see whoever this person is here. Let's see. Yeah, you're gonna have to help me, Brian, because my eyes.
Yeah, I can't see every one of them.
Yeah, James.
You're at the very top.
All right, we got the Sports Nuts.
Yeah, there's the Sports Guys talk, and then you
Sports Nuts. Thank you. Yeah. And there's the Mad Yinzer. Thank you, Mad Yinzer. Yeah, he's part. Thank you for being part of the program, Steeler fan, and as well. So, all right, couple more, and then I think we'll wrap it up because I know you got to go to this birthday party, so I don't want to hold. All right, let's and I never piss off the wife. You know how that goes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let me see here. Tennessee. I think the LA Rams versus Tennessee Titans.
I'm gonna go Rams. I'm going Rams.
Yeah, I'm taking them here. That's unanimous between us here. Here we go. Carolina versus the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals played like crap last week. Saints almost beat them. They had to win, but they won by a touchdown. And Carolina, you know what that is? That's a dumpster fire.
Yeah,
I'm taking Arizona. So So.
I'm going to take Arizona. I don't trust. Carolina's got problems.
This is going to be another great game here. Denver versus the Indianapolis Colts. All right. Can Daniel Jones do it again for a second week, or can Denver shut him down and Bo Nix come in and clean house? What do you think?
What was the two teams?
Denver and Indianapolis.
I'm going to say Denver.
All right. Next, Texans versus the Minnesota Vikings.
I'm going to take the Texans in this one.
I'm taking the Vikings in this one because I like what I saw out of J.J. McCarthy. I do.
I just want to see what Texans got this year.
Well, they have a poor offensive line and the defense is banged up. That I do know.
Yeah.
So, all right, one more, 2 more to go, and we're done. Let's see here. I think tonight's game, Tampa Bay versus. I'm sorry, I got the Texans wrong. That's Atlanta versus Minnesota. I'm sorry, Atlanta.
Okay. Then I'll take the other one then.
What?
I won't take Atlanta. Whatever.
I'm taking Minnesota in this game.
Yeah, Minnesota over Atlanta. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I read it wrong.
Okay.
Tampa Bay versus the Texans. I'm taking.
Okay. I'm taking Tampa Bay.
Baker. Yeah, I never get.
Yeah.
And then the Monday Night Football game is, I believe, or no, the second game of Monday Night Football is first game is Tampa versus Texans. The second one is a West Coast game, L.A. Chargers versus the Raiders. Go ahead.
I'm going to take the Rams.
Okay. All right. Or you in the Chargers, you mean?
Yeah, the Chargers. Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget there's 2 teams in L.A.
No.
All right. We went over some of the games here. Brian, go ahead and promote yourself, and we'll wrap this up.
If you can find me, I will be on X tonight, covering the NASCAR race, on X and on my channels off of YouTube, Tiger Stripes Media, and on X too. So that's where you can find me.
All right. Thank you, Brian. You have yourself a great one. Enjoy your birthday party. Say happy birthday to whoever it is you're going to on my behalf.
Okay.
And we will talk with you in a couple of weeks. I'll be in touch with you by phone. Maybe tomorrow I might be participating in a thing with PEMSMAN and you tomorrow with the watch party.
Show. Thanks for letting me come on.
Hey, anytime, Brian. You know it.
Right.
All right. So, all right. Have a great one. Thank you.
You too.
All right.
All right.
Okay, Brian Pettitt, PEMSMAN Sports. This is the Saturday Sports Show. I'm Ralph Williams. And in conclusion, I have a few announcements here. First of all, I want to remind everybody next Saturday we will not be here next Saturday because I have to go to Pittsburgh and I'm driving up on the 20th and I'll be there until the 25th to consult with a surgeon in regards to my eyes. I have those of you who are first-time watchers of the show, those of you who don't know, I'm in a wheelchair. I have a lot of medical issues. And so sometimes I have to cancel shows because I have to go see doctors or I have a medical situation that has to be taken care of. Or I might not be feeling well, feeling ill, that kind of thing. And that happens at times. I've canceled shows because of that. And I apologize for that as well. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm up to 2302. I'd like to try to get to 24 by the end of the year, if 2400, if that could be done. Maybe more. I'd like to be like, get up to about 5,000, 6,000, like some of these other folks. And also, don't forget that today, this afternoon, 2:00, the Sports Corner radio show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoke, and Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, and Luther Dupree. Here it is right here. Here's the banner, 12:50 a.m. The Answer, 92.5 on the FM dial. Also, don't forget to catch me on Twitter X. You can follow me there. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook. And I'm also on all my shows are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, Kick Network, and also all sports programming and wrestling shows are on the Huddle Sports Network. All my other regular general talk show, which is on Wednesday, the Ralph's Opinion and the Way I See It show. More about Charlie Kirk coming up this week on the Ralph's Opinion show. And also we're going to talk about mental health a little bit, why everyone's having a mental health problem. And again, lazy people, jobs available, nobody wants to work. You know how it is, the good, the bad, and the ugly of Trump, and a whole lot more all coming up real soon to be I've been in consultation with the radio station in Texas, and there's a possibility they could pick up my Ralph's Opinion show. That's not in the works yet, but I had a consultation with them yesterday, and we're going to find out what's going on there. That could happen. I hope so. I'm praying that it does, because it's time for my radio career to move on and get back into the thick of things with radio due to my screw job I got up in Pittsburgh, which is one of the reasons I moved to Ocean City, Maryland. Have yourself a great one, and please be safe, and we'll talk to you next time. And until then, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks on the 26th here for the Saturday Sports Show. We will not be here next week. Check out the archive versions on my YouTube channel, Ralph Williams, RW Media, and have yourself a great one. Thank you, and please